So Merrill Reese is being inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Let's go to the Tom's River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room. Great guy. He's been with Merrill Reese since, I think, 1973. Let's welcome in Billy Werndl. Good morning, Billy.
Billy Schweim, have a bottle of wine for you, pal.
How you doing, Billy? You're up in Canton, Ohio.
Yeah, I'm in Akron, Ohio, with my good friends in the Tolley family, and I went to Canton last night. Had a wonderful evening as Merrill received the prestigious Pete Rozelle Award at the Gold Jacket Dinner. 100 Hall of Famers in attendance at the Gold Jacket Dinner. It was an unbelievable setting, scene, you can name it. And Merrill did a tremendous job with his speech, and he's been recognized for his contributions receiving the Pete Rozelle Award.
I was just saying, and I had a brain cramp, but we've had some legendary announcers in this area over the years.
No question about it. You go back to Bill Campbell and Gene Kelly, and of course you mentioned Harry Callis, and you mentioned Byram Sam. I mean, there's been Gene Hart, who was a great hockey announcer. I mean, we've been very, very fortunate to have the great announcers. Scott Fransky and Tom McCarthy have done commendable jobs over the years. So, I mean, we've been very, very fortunate to have great announcers who tell it like it is. They don't sugarcoat things, but, you know, they've done a tremendous job over the years. We have been blessed over the years with great play-by-play announcers in the city of Philadelphia.
Now, Billy, you work really close with Merrill. What do you see? What have you learned about Merrill over the years? What makes Merrill great? And you've been close to all these guys. What makes them a step above? What makes them exceptional?
Well, preparation. I mean, you know, I had the opportunity, Bill, to drive out the last 2 years with Hall of Fame coach Dick Vermeil. And spending 6.5 hours in the car with him back and forth from our homes in Chester County is a treat. I mean, unbelievable. You talk about a man that is just beyond belief. Dick Vermeil, there will never be another Dick Vermeil. I mean, he has embraced me over the last number of years, him and his wife, been to their home for dinner. We drove out this year. His wife wasn't feeling well, so Dick and I drove out. It was just, and then he invited me to this Hall of Fame dinner last night. I saw the likes of James Lofton, Charlie Joyner, Randy White, Bob Lilly, Drew Pearson, Emmett Thomas, get through the litany of people. And I sat before we got on the bus to go to the convention center, how about this? Isaac Bruce, Will Shields, Dick Vermeil, and right next to us was Larry Zonka and Jackie Smith, the great tight end with the Cardinals and Dallas Cowboys, came up and shook hands with Dick Vermeil. It was an absolutely tremendous experience. Then I was waiting for Terry Small, the statistician, to pick me up at the hotel. Dick Vermeil said, "I'm going to sit outside until you're picked up and taken back to your friend's house."
Wow, that's incredible. What a great experience, Billy. You've been through it all. You've seen it all. You've done it all. But to be around those guys, they're not only your counterparts, your compadres, but they're your friends.
Well, they are my friends. And the one thing that each one of these great announcers had was preparation. Dick Vermeil is a preparation, the freak. Merrill Reese, you get through the litany of guys over the years that I've worked with, always preparation is front and center. But I guess we have to talk about the Philadelphia Phillies right now.
Well, listen, before you do that, we were Nick Earnshaw, my producer here, and I were getting into it. And I said, when do we bring Billy Werndl in here? He's going to go nuts. So let's go, Bill.
Well, I told people a number of months ago, and I probably told you, when everybody was saying the best record in baseball, this team will have top 3 Cy Young contenders. I said, it's only June and July. I said, calm down. Oh, we're going to just run through the National League. There's nobody going to be able to stop us. Well, I'm very concerned right now. And they've been fortunate. The Braves have been beset with so many injuries.
Right.
And the Braves are still hanging in there.
We're only up
And of
5
course,
games on them. We're 5 games ahead of the Braves, and it's August 3rd.
And the Mets are only 7 games back. So, I mean, this club right now is listing like the Titanic. I certainly hope they can turn it around. The one problem with the Phillies, they don't know how to play small ball. And you have to be able to do that, especially in crucial situations during the course of the season. You can beat up on the poor White Sox and bad teams like that. But when push comes to shove, you have to be able to play small ball. And these guys, every one of them, is swinging from the heels. How about laying down a bunt periodically? How about using the hit and run? This analytics that the Phillies are using, I'd stick it where so the sun doesn't shine. And unbelievable. I mean, this is frightening. I mean, I went through it with the Eagles last year, and everybody was 10-1. There's no way we're going to be stopped going back to the Super Bowl. What happened?
Yeah, but also if you look back last year, Billy, the way that they were winning the games, when they were winning ugly, they were just squeaking by. It wasn't pretty, and everybody said, "Oh, this is the NFL. It doesn't matter. A win's a win." But they weren't looking good winning.
Well, that's the thing. And the Phillies in certain situations did not look great. I mean, especially now when you look at the pitching staff. We don't know about Suarez. And there might be some questions about Wheeler. Is he completely healthy? I mean, let's be honest. Wheeler hasn't pitched lights out. I mean, they got beat last night 10-2 by Seattle, who's the worst hitting team in baseball.
Yeah.
All right? You got beat by Seattle. I know it's on the road. They've got to right the ship. They haven't won a series since before the Oakland A's. All right? Before the Oakland A's, before the All-Star break.
Yeah.
So I'm not panicking. I'm not saying, jump off the ship right now. But certainly it's a cause for concern. And you see all these guys on the different radio stations, our lineup is loaded and all that. Yeah, it's a great lineup. But again, this team does not know how to make situations better by playing ball, hit, run, stolen bases, things like that. I mean, look at Harper and Turner. They have really been in a funk lately, have they not?
Yeah. Harper's batting 107 since the All-Star break.
Well, that's not acceptable. I mean, totally not acceptable. But, when you look at the situation with this baseball team right now, the fundamentals have gone out the window, striking out way too much, and you can't have that. I mean, and I'm looking at the next number of games. They go here. The Dodgers aren't playing good baseball, but you go to Dodger Stadium. But the next week, they got the Arizona Diamondbacks, who are on fire right now, in Arizona. So this 9-game road trip, they've got to right the ship tonight.
Yeah,
I mean,
they have to.
Enough is enough.
Billy, it's Nick Earnshaw here. I want to ask you about the parallels between. Have you seen any between the Eagles and the Phillies with how they collapsed last year and where the Phillies are right now in this rut?
That's a great question. That's a great question. Look, after the 49ers game, I thought they would get it together, but then they just fell completely apart. And, of course, they changed the defensive coordinator, the whole deal. I mean, there are parallels, certainly parallels, when you start. Now, every team goes through, especially during a 162-game schedule, you have bumps in the road. But this is more than a bump. This is a sinkhole right now. All right? So when you have a sinkhole, you have some problems. So, I mean, look, they have the talent to break out of it. But they have to break out of it on this road trip, which will not be easy. There's a lot of people really very, very concerned in Delaware Valley, and I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all, because this year for the Phillies, it was World Series championship or it's a lost season. Let's be honest.
Yes.
The future is now. I don't want to hear people say, well, we made it to the playoffs. The playoffs don't count anymore. You have to win the World Series this year. This team was built to win the World Series this year. Because the window starts closing little by little. So, I mean, they have to win the World Series. No ands, ifs, or buts. I don't want to hear it. They have to win it this year.
We're talking with Billy Werndl. He wrote a book, No Curveballs, My Greatest Sports Stories Never Told. Of course, he's been Merrill Reese's spotter. You're up at Canton, Ohio for his Merrill Reese's induction into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Billy, do you think Dombrowski did enough at the trading deadline?
Again, you always can question enough. I mean, he brought in another relief pitcher. They traded Sir Anthony Dominguez. They got rid of Soto. All right?
Right.
Now it's time for these guys who are on the roster who were supposed to be world champions, according to a lot of people in Philadelphia. They got to step it up. Harper, Turner, the bullpen. I mean, we're all excited about the bullpen, Strom and Hoffman and people like that. Hoffman's done a very good job. Alvarado's fallen off the cliff.
Yeah.
Right?
He gave up a run last night, Billy. Alvarado went one inning, gave up a run. His ERA is now ballooned to 4.33.
Well, again, did he do enough? People say, well, we need another bat. Hey, you don't have enough bats in the lineup with Korver, Turner, Harper, Bohm, Castellanos, Realmuto. Come on. That's 6 hitters right there. They got to produce. And if you look at the Phillies when they go into a funk, it's because they're big-time guys swing the bat poorly. And that's what I'm saying. You have to be able to play small ball in this day and age. And I know it's against the analytics, but you have to be able to play small ball.
All right, Billy, we asked this question a couple weeks ago, and we're going to ask it to you because it's kind of fun to talk about. But, the Sixers, the Phillies, the Flyers, all at the trading deadline or the free agency, draft, everybody did stuff. Who do you think's the next team to win a championship here in the city of Philadelphia?
Well, it has to be the Philadelphia Phillies.
All right.
Has to be. Has to be. The Eagles have to be in the Super Bowl and have to win it. The Flyers still have a couple of years to go. You don't know about Embiid and the Sixers. Can Embiid stay healthy? He's not in shape. He's not playing a lot in the Olympics, is he?
No.
So that's really a bad omen for the Sixers getting ready for the season, is it not?
Yeah, I tell you what, but you know what scares me is when you open up the Daily News, you look at the back page of the Daily News, you see Hurts looking sharp in preseason. He hasn't even took a hit or he hasn't played against anybody. How do you know how sharp he is?
Well, again, this is the old adage that people talk about. Preseason, you have to play in the game. I'm not saying you have to play a full game, but that's the way you get a feel for your players under live conditions. I would like to see Hurts play a couple series against the Baltimore Ravens. All right? You can't put these guys in bubble wrap all the time. And you're right. It's two-hand touch in practice.
Right. I mean, you get excited about two-hand touch.
Training camp or Buddy Ryan's training camp. It's two-hand touch. All right? So, I mean, it's a lot different than back then. But you have to play some of these guys early on. Everybody said, well, it's injuries. It's injuries. Guy can be injured walking off a curb. All right? Simple as that.
Can't bubble wrap him, Billy.
That's the problem.
All right, Billy.
Amazing.
We're going to let you get back to your festivities. Billy, I'm so happy for you. I'm happy for Merrill. Thanks for calling in and sharing a little bit about your experience up there at Canton. And tell Merrill we said hello and congratulations. And we'll talk to you again soon.
Billy Schweim, have another bottle of wine for me, my friend.
You got it, Billy. We'll talk to you again. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah,
all right, there he is, Billy Werndl on the Tom's River Volkswagen Sports Hotline. See, Nick, I know he's an older guy and he's old school. But you can't put these guys in bubble wrap.
You can't do it, Bill. You can't do it. I think they should play in the preseason. I'm with you guys on that.
And there's a lot of people that aren't.
I know. Everyone's so scared to get hurt anymore.
And Billy said it's not time to hit the panic button, but I don't necessarily agree with that.
I'm right above it.
So you got your foot on a ledge and you got one on a banana peel.
Right above it. My hand's right there.
All right. The first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with 15 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give the Ocean City office a call at 609-399-1227. Now, just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of their private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month, they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give him a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll wrap up hour number one. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim right here on 97.3 ESPN.